I'm a boss and a beast, I'm a boss till I fall. I'm a boss on the beat, I'm a boss, spit it raw. I'm a boss, keep it G, and I walk in the talk. I'm a boss. I'm a boss. Dawg, I'm a boss. Boss. Boss and a beast. I'm a boss in the streets. Boss and a beast.
1, 2, 3, yeah!
Boss in the streets, I'm a boss till I talk. Boss and a beast, I'm a boss till I fall. I'm a boss on the beat, I'm a boss, spit it raw. I'm a boss, keep it G, and I walk in the talk. Boss in the streets, I'm a boss with the sauce. I'm a boss. Boss in the streets, I'm a boss with the sauce. I'm a boss.
Let me see you turn it louder. Let me see you turn it up louder. Let me see you turn it louder. Let me see you turn it up louder. Let me see you turn it louder. Let me see you turn it up louder. Let me see you turn it louder. 1, 2, 3, yeah!
Hi, I'm back. Still sick. Probably gonna do some editing here, and I figured there's probably a lot of other videographers in the in my space that might want to ask some questions about how I like the process. So how I edit. Gonna do that. Plus, this is motivating me to continue to edit and go from there. So, hey Mara, I see that you are here. I'm using Streamlabs today, so testing that. I'm doing Instagram and YouTube at the same time, which is pretty cool. So, we'll let me know if something seems off, volume wise, and if you can't see something. There's a couple settings I'm playing with. I'm like on low latency for YouTube, so I can react a little quicker to comments, and but the resolution is going to be probably a little bit lower. The other thing is the way that the Streamlabs sources and routes the desktop audio is a little goofy. So I think it's going to work right, but if something seems off or volumes are crazy, just let me know. And Mara, the new software is fine. It's a little glitchy though, but Streamlabs basically, from what I was reading, they took OBS and put a bunch of crap on it. So some of it works really well and some of it does not. So like, for instance, I'm simultaneously streaming to YouTube and also Instagram, but my preview on Instagram looks like my screen is completely frozen right now, but I know that it was working just through testing before. So I don't know why. Streamlabs doesn't seem to have a fix for that. YouTube seems to be working okay though. But yeah, other than that. So the where I'm going to get started here is I have all of my videos synced to my audio. So I have the toasts, the first look. I had a microphone clip to the groom and to her dad for this. There's a notification that's happening. Let's see what that is. Oh, that's the chat. I like it. That's cool. So you check the Instagram feed and I can't see what you're saying here because the screen is. I'm getting another monitor so I can read things a little bit better. Plus I need to use another monitor. I don't know why I've only been using one monitor for this entire time. Okay, it's working good, sweet. Yeah, but anyway, back to this. I got to listen through things, and basically now that the microphone is synced to all of the video clips, I listen through everything and kind of pick out good pieces of the toasts and first look and ceremony, which is right here, that will help tell a good story about the couple on their wedding day. So that could be officiant speaking, or the groom reacting to the first look, or the dad's speech, et cetera, et cetera. So listening through all that and just kind of picking out a lot of things that would work, and from that point, then we can kind of make it even, cut some stuff out even more. I ordered the. Excuse me, I'm still sick. Sorry, so I'm trying not to cough into the microphone. I have an Apple Studio Pro, or Apple Studio Display, not the Pro, the X, not the $5,000 one. I have the $1,500-$1,600 one. I've had that one for a while, and I use an iPad Pro as like a second monitor. And so if you see me looking down, I'm like reading the chat off of that, and then my Adobe Premiere is up on the bigger screen. So I ordered a second Apple Studio display to put on the right, and I'm gonna probably turn it vertically and use that to read chat and control Streamlabs and all that. Because my iPad, it's pretty small. The resolution's small, so it doesn't quite. That's why your text earlier, Mara, was getting cut off. Anyway, let's start with some easy stuff. Let's go with the first looks and just kind of see how that sounds and what it looks like. This room was really yellow. Obviously, you can ignore anything that looks color. It's not color corrected yet, so like this is obviously like needs to be fixed. It's very yellow and orange, so I'll fix that later. None of that is a worry right now. That's like almost like the second to last step. Okay. So you should be able to hear the microphone when we get to that point. Let me know if you can't.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, you are a real princess, aren't you?
Yeah, you created it.
Oh my god.
Do you like it?
Oh my, do I like it?
It's huge.
Oh my god, that is amazing.
Isn't it pretty?
It is so pretty. It is so you too. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love this, Oh, it's so nice.
Thank
Honey, you're beautiful.
Thank you.
Mm. Thanks, Elf, for your help.
What?
Okay, so a lot of that's pretty good, pretty usable. It'll be very short in the final highlight, but I'll probably cut from like just when he opens the door. I did not have a second camera angle for this, unfortunately, so we're just going to work with this one, and I'll cut it around and overlap the audio later. That's probably long enough, honestly. Just that piece there. And then I'll use like maybe a few clips after that as like some B-roll to overlay it. So I'm gonna just drop this in my highlight timeline, which some of this music I'm gonna change. I started on this like a while ago, and we're probably gonna change it out later. So then let's go to the bridesmaids. Had a very, very quick first look. Let me just see really quickly if my assistant got another angle of this. I don't think he did. He was with the groomsmen for like this entire time and part of the day. So yeah, now he just got up there with the groom, and yeah, no bridesmaid stuff. So that's fine. So let me just grab like a chunk of this. Basically the entire clip. I'm going to grab that and throw that in the highlight timeline. Awesome. Thanks, Mara, for confirming that the desktop audio is piping through. The only complaint that I have about Streamlabs is you have to route the desktop audio through like a loop to get it into the software, and then when you're running it, I cannot change the volume of like what I'm hearing in my office unless I switch back and turn it off for a second, then like adjust the volume, and then I go back so it can pipe through. It's really dumb, and people complain about it, but that's my main complaint about Streamlabs so far. All right, we'll go back to the first look. So the last one we got to do here is with the groom. Just kind of figure that all out. I got some B-roll here that we'll get together. We'll throw that in later. You have to do a rough color first, yeah. It's like most of this is roughly the same because I yelled out my white balance settings to my assistants, and they fix it as they as they're going, or like, so they're roughly the same. The exposure might be a little different, but like this is Jake's camera and then this is mine. Mine's like a little bit less exposed than his, but it's pretty close. It's not bad. This is going to be a really good looking wedding because the lighting was super cool. This was in October of last year, and I just remember like the way that the sun was like hitting the field and stuff. It's gonna look really, really cool. I just got to cut some of the blue out of the shadows because obviously we were fighting that. So let me start. I think I'm going to start just a little bit back here and cut this piece out. Ooh, let me lock that layer. I don't care about the camera audio.
Oh my goodness. It looks so incredibly beautiful.
Really hate that the golf cart is in the background, and I fucked up and didn't catch that quick enough. She we had her move a couple times and she just wasn't having it. So like that's position like 2 that we had her in.
I'm so excited to see you all day.
No, it's been so long.
You look so handsome.
Thank you.
Look at you. Like
this.
Yeah, and then she finally moved again. So to position 3. I was probably off camera, like waving, like get out of the way.
Sorry, I forgot yours.
It's okay.
They took videos of me reading the card.
Really?
Yes.
Did you read it for everybody?
No, for the first time.
Did you read it to everybody?
No.
No? You're allowed to.
I did
Okay. How's your morning?
Fun.
Good.
Yeah. I guess I'm excited to see you. Perfect. Perfect.
This isn't a problem.
No, like just my temple.
Yeah, and I actually wanted to shoot this way, but Michael, the photographer, Michael Will, was on the other side, and he liked the light coming from that direction. But all the photographers shoot vertical and everything, so they can cut out stuff that we can't. I think I'm just gonna keep a little bit of this. There's not much.
All day.
No, it's been so long.
You look so handsome.
Thank you.
Look at you, my groom.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, it's a lot of dresses.
This is a lot of dress.
I'm sorry, I squeezed you.
That's okay. That's okay.
So cut around here. That's probably good enough. And I recorded this with the DR10L Pro, so that her audio clips a little bit, so I'll be able to fix that, no problem. And then throw that here. I'm gonna just color these all the same. Usually I use color labels to differentiate what it is, but these are all kind of like first looks, so they'll all get yellow. That yellow sounds reasonable. I don't think Michael's here, but if he was, let me see. Did he join? Did he join the chat? No, I don't see him in here. So, but yeah, Michael will. If you watch the recording later, which he won't, suck it. Just kidding. Don't. All right, now we can move on to the toasts. So I listened back to these pretty quickly. I'm like an audio visual guy, so getting the transcripts and like reading through doesn't really help me much. Just slows the process for me. So I'd rather just listen back to everything and go from there. So here's where we're at with the dad's speech. I vaguely remember it being pretty good and getting some usable stuff out of it. So let's just see.
We're popping some champagne here. Oh! Woo!
That might be kind of fun to put in later. We'll see.
All right. I don't remember anything I was going to say.
It's kind of funny. I like that.
So this is an incredible scene, huh? I mean, yes. There's been a lot of, planning and discussion and curating, mostly by Maddie and Holly, for a long time, and we cannot imagine that it would be like this. I mean, really, it looks like this, that everybody feels like this, and we're just so happy. And none of that is what I was planning to say. So that was the precursor. So I have to start.
Possibly, Tim. Possibly. Champagne popping, woo to kick off dancing shots. It's possible. I'm not gonna I'm gonna like leave it as like a maybe for now. But usually I think someone in here said like let's get this party started type of thing, and I usually use that.
Hurrying a little bit.
I kind of went through these very quickly about 4 months ago.
The other thing, I mean, so, all right, I'm going to start with what I was going to say.
Him kind of fumbling around is kind of funny. I might use this section and just kind of cut it down a little bit to get the point across, but like it's kind of like endearing, so I do like that.
So, you already know my names. I don't.
This speech here is let's see, what audio am I using? This is probably from the this is the H1 XLR. So this guy here, I don't know, can you see it? If I block my face. It has XLR inputs and 1/4 inch on the top, and then it also has 1/8 inch too on the side. But it's a 32-bit float as well. And then sometimes I use this, which is essentially the same thing, but it's only 1/8 inch on the side input. 32-bit float as well. This is the H1E. And then my backup, which is what I used to use all the time, is the H1N. And now all of my adapters just go into 1/8 inch input. I don't really care if it's XLR or not. I just adapt it to this because these are lightweight. They fit in a camera kit very easily. But that is not a 32-bit float. So what I do now is I will... Here, I'll grab it. I'll show you real quick. 1 second. So as a backup, like a backup, obviously you want to strap this to the handheld microphone. This is the Sony TX660. Just records, you know, when they're holding it, it'll just record an MP3. So decent. And then because I'm a psycho, I will take this little magnet mount with a 1/4 So you screw that on to this, and then you magnetize this to the speaker grate on the DJ speakers. Most of the time they're metal, so this does work pretty well. And then you hit record and you use these built-in microphones to grab that feed, which is better than nothing. Certainly better than the scratch audio from the camera, but you know, worst case scenario, you can use it. Yeah, I have a sorry. One day, I don't even remember what it's like to not be sick at this point. I am just like hurting. Yeah, the H4 Essential. I think I have. I don't have the H4 Essential. I have the H4N, I think, and I never used it. I bought it thinking I'd use it all the time, but it's like too bulky. Oh yeah, yes. So Mara, what you said, similar concept. So exactly. Who are my favorite Pittsburgh photographers to work with? All of them. No, I'm just joking. I don't know. Probably the ones I've worked with the most are, I mean, probably Tyler Norman, Rachel Rowland, Michael Will was pretty fun. Hannah Barlow. She's from West Virginia though. My gosh, I'm trying to think of people that I work with a lot that just like understand my shooting style. That makes it really easy. I'm definitely forgetting people. You can't put me on the spot. There's only 2 that I dislike and that I don't want to work with, and most people know who that is. And then for one of them, and then the other person isn't even from Pittsburgh. They were like. They were from like New England or something somewhere, and they came down for one wedding in like Ohio that I worked with them, and she was a real pain. She used a video light to light like everything, so she'd be constantly holding it up and then like lighting her shot and then pulling it away and then lighting it. So it's like no matter what exposure I set my camera to, it would be jacked up when she brought the light out. and she just like did not care to work with work with me on that at all. This was like 5 years ago, though. I don't even remember her name, so probably shouldn't even mention her. Have I considered going to a doctor? No. I mean, what are they going to tell me? Last time I went to a doctor for having like a bad cold, they were just like, "LOL, you're stupid. Just take Tylenol or not Tylenol or Dayquil and NyQuil and shut up," basically. So it cost me a ton of money to do nothing.
We're welcoming everybody officially. We thank everybody here for coming because it really, you all know Maddie or Dylan or both in some way. And it makes it so much more special for you to be here to share this. Maddie and Dylan are magic together. My sister Jody was just saying, and she's absolutely right. But it makes it even better to share with everybody else here. First, a bit of Kvelling, which is Yiddish for pride and happiness over Maddie. Maddie's always been so special. From the moment she was born, she's a unique individual.
So maybe this part where he's like welcoming, I don't dislike that. Might be a good like intro.
A bit of Kvelling.
And he's gonna talk about his daughter.
For pride and happiness over Maddie. Maddie's always been so special. From the moment she was born, she's a unique individual, full of energy, and Holly and I always relish that. And when she was young, when she was a teenager, when she has become a young adult.
Do I get cringe watching Bat speeches? I just kind of laugh at them. I used to, but now I totally understand that people aren't like professional speech writers or professional public speakers. So I try to accept the fact that a lot of the people are like super nervous and they're doing the best they can. There's been like quite a few that have just been like, they know what they're doing and they're just like really, they'd say some really off color jokes that I would never consider putting in the final wedding highlight film. I mean, like racist jokes and stuff, like, so that would not, like, if an F word flies, I don't care about that. Like, I'll probably put it in or check with the bride and groom. But like some stuff is just like, dude, why would you even say that? Like that to me is like super cringe and super shitty.
An incredible young woman. And recently I was at
Yeah, and the sexual jokes too. Yeah, those are pretty cringe. Like when they talk about like after the wedding or something, like, oh, you're gonna consummate the marriage or something. Like, shut the hell up. Like, it's like, it's not funny. Not 14 years old anymore.
And recently I
But people who like say and a lot, like I do, I resonate with it. I'll cut all that out usually, so it sounds like you're delivering a speech like as professionally as possible. Like not in front of grandma. Yeah, exactly, Mara. Yeah, when the toast is happening, I agree, Tim. I barely pay attention to. I'm more so just like watching audio levels, listening, making sure the framing is good. And like I'm processing what they're saying, but I'm not like making mental notes like, oh yeah, that's going to be good. Like I'll definitely put that in the video. Like, no, I just like process it as like high level, make sure things actually sound good, and then like deal with everything else like later.
I was at McGee Hospital when
Most of the time all I can think about is like, wow, this is really long and I don't want to listen to this again.
I was visiting her and one of her colleagues pulled me aside and said, she's fearless, smart, and kind. And I could not have thought of a better way to describe her. The amount of empathy. Very good. And most importantly, now she's a smart, kind wife to Dylan. And in addition to being a special daughter and a granddaughter, niece, friend, I have a list here, nurse, her first favorite role was sister. And she has such a special relationship with Zach. And it's been so nice to see Dylan create or establish or develop, I should say, a nice relationship with Zach as well. And then together, Maddie and Dylan have such a nice relationship with Zach and Lauren, who are next to us on the wedding train. So we are so excited about that. Maddie has such a joyful perspective and makes us laugh all the time. And she sometimes is fanciful with that. Sometimes it's on purpose. Sometimes it's just her. But she always seems to be able to cut through and see everything crystal clear, and that brings out the joy in the room. And we can feel it in this room right now. Maddie really, really is joyful. But there's times where we were thinking, who is she ever going to meet to kind of match that and complement that?
Okay, so these two clips here are about Maddie, the bride. I'm just gonna throw those over here just to. I'm gonna cut them down even more, but I just want to get like the chunks over to the highlight timeline because I know I'm gonna probably use little bits and pieces of it. And at this point, I'm not like ready to like pick out the exact like each like sentence. You know what I mean? But we'll get to that point after I have the music in place. Reaction shots of family, like leave for speeches to end up listening to. Yeah, that I'm really bad at that because half the time I can't get like the right angles and stuff of people, or I'm like filming the backs of people's heads, and like those reaction shots kind of suck. But yeah, I think like I'm always trying to push myself to do more every year and to do some like at least one thing better than the previous year. So I'm gonna try to film like more candid stuff and more reaction shots and stuff of like as things are happening, like the parents when the bride comes down the aisle, something like that. But I do struggle with it only because most of the time I'm on that gimbal camera and I'm only on 24-70, and sometimes I need like 150, to really get a good shot. All right, let's see. Let's go back to toasts. You go beside the table if you have to. Yep, sometimes you got to.
And then Dylan came along. So, we have so appreciated, Holly and I have so loved getting to know Dylan, and, we really feel like, Holly and I have.
This part where he says, Holly and I really got to appreciate getting to know Dylan. This might be like a good transitional piece to show like Dylan, but Dylan, I think, had two people. There's like 4 more toasts after this. They're all pretty short, at least, but.
Holly and I have so loved getting to know Dylan, and, we really feel like a while back he was part of our family. We just have that connection, and it's not hard to know, why such a great, smart, funny, incredible cook, as has been said before. And we've been the beneficiary of that when we met Judy and Greg. Judy and Greg are special people, kind, generous, genuine.
He's talking about his parents. I'm probably gonna cut that. I don't know. I don't even know about this, but I'm guessing I'm gonna throw it in here as like a maybe, and I'm guessing that I'll find some better toast stuff from his best man.
So we've really enjoyed, getting to know them and creating and establishing the same relationship and friendship, and your family, which is quite large. So and Maddie and Dylan, in fact, for the engagement party, made us a chart of the family, and I think we're doing pretty well. We're doing pretty well. So the most beautiful, now if you might attempt to be prophetic a little bit, the most beautiful things in life can't be bought or seen, or made. It's felt with the heart, and the connection that you two have is heartfelt, and
a nice little moment here. This might be pretty good.
The most beautiful things in life can't be bought or seen, or made. It's felt with the heart, and the connection that you two have is heartfelt, and joyful, and it makes everybody else joyous. And and so now you're a family, and we could not be happier for you. And we can't wait for Dylan, for us to continue to have Dylan part of our family, and for Maddie to be part of Judy and Greg's family. And so I think Greg talked about merger last night. It's kind of like that. And the last thing I want to say before we do a formal toast is, you plan for these things for a long time, for as long as we did it, for a year or so, and you think of everything. And the flowers are amazing, right? And so we get up there and we sit down after we walk up and all that kind of thing, and we look up at the chuppah with the flowers up there. I don't know how many people notice this, but there are a lot of bees up there.
Oh yeah, I remember. There were a lot of bees, and no one got stung, which is great at the ceremony.
And we sat down and we're like, didn't think about the bees, I guess. In Hollywood, we were like, should we move to, So hopefully no one, got stung or any of that kind of thing. But the bees seemed to be really enjoying the flowers, and then the sun went down and they went home. So everything's okay. All right, so let's raise a glass.
I don't know what to do with that. Like, I don't think I might have like one B-roll shot of like a bee. Maybe. Can I find out really quickly? That'd be pretty funny if I did, and then I can cut to that. Then it might be useful. You got stung by a wasp. Oh no. I heard those are not fun. I've been stung by yellow jackets before, and that also is not fun. Excuse me. Let's see. Ceremony. Where are you? Did I get any B-roll? I got like no B-roll of the ceremony. Did I not? Jake must have. Did Jake do it? Let's see. He is C-cam. He got a couple of shots there. Aha! We got B-roll of the ceremony because Jake came through. Does he have any B's? B's in the B-roll? The B roll? There's like a little out of focus one over here. Another one. The BB roll. Alright, I'm done with that. Wait. Oh yeah, there's some B. We got B's. Alright, we're good. We might be able to use that part of the speech. Alright.
And have a toast to Maddie.
I have no one watching on Instagram, and I'm not surprised by that.
And Dylan, I wrote a little poem, a very short poem. Here's to your love, laughter, and joy for all time. Your marriage and future are even more sublime. As you start your new wonderful life, let's make this the first toast to you as husband and wife. We love you both so much. Congratulations and mazel tov, Maddie and Dylan. Cheers. Friends, how about a huge...
Okay, the poem might be cute. And then this whole B section is maybe.
Hours are amazing, right?
Probably going to cut that down. But I'm going to just throw it over here. We'll have way too much. Way too much. All right. So the dad spoke for like almost 8 minutes. And then here's the next section.
Friends, if I could draw your attention to the sweetheart table, we're going to begin our speeches. First, if you...
So happy to be here. Congrats to you guys. I'm Eliza. I am Maddie's best friend since we were like probably 2, maybe. And today I'm her maid of honor.
For those who don't know me.
Our bond is a little different than most, considering besides just us being best friends, our brothers, dads, moms, and even grandmas are best friends too. For some background, it started in a parking lot when my mom could not figure out how to get my brother Alex's car seat into the car. Too distracted by the complicated process, she didn't realize Holly was standing there waiting for her to be done, holding Zach in his car seat. Flash forward to a few weeks later, in the JCC playroom, there was a girl playing air hockey with her dad. I recognized her immediately and said, "Mom, that's Maddie from the forest." My mom was very confused. In his car seat. Flash forward to a few weeks later, in the JCC playroom, there was a girl playing air hockey with her dad. I recognized her immediately and said, "Mom, that's Maddie from the forest." My mom was very confused. But a minute later, Holly walked in with Zach, and the rest is history. The forest was actually just a patch of grass outside of preschool, but this is the origin story of what is now known as the Inner Circle.
Probably none of this. Probably none of it.
Holly and my mom started a playgroup, which led to weekly playdates, a yearly New Year's party where everyone, adults included, would sleep over at my house. We do like to party. And then many summers of road trips to Hilton Head with lots of 4th of Julys, 2 a.m. ribs, and hours sitting around my kitchen table in between. The Inner Circle was our family growing up, still is now, and will be forever. We have all been through a lot, but there's no group of people I would rather be with to celebrate such a happy occasion. I know for a fact that neither of us would be who we are today without them. But that also means more Jewish mothers. Worrying about the opinion of one Jewish mother is enough, but imagine having a whole pack invested in your every move. Speaking from experience, you really have to like a guy to be willing to endure that level of questioning. When Dylan came along, he knocked it out of the park. Besides being an overall chill guy and liking sports, which is really all you need to get along with the men, he found a way to...
I can tell that her speech is over soon. So I gotta find something here to use.
Holly and my mom started a playgroup, which led to weekly playdates, a yearly New Year's party where everyone, adults included...
Yeah, it's really a niche story. And it's like from so long ago, and it's not really just about Maddie. It's a fine story, but like for the 8-minute video, I just don't know.
Would sleep over at my house. We do like to party. And then many summers of road trips to Hilton Head with lots of 4th of Julys, 2 a.m. ribs, and hours sitting around my kitchen table in between. The inner circle was our family growing up, still is now, and will be forever. We have all been through a lot, but there is no group of people I would rather be with to celebrate such a happy occasion.
This part here might be usable.
In between. The inner circle was our family growing up, still is now, and will be forever. We have all been through a lot, but there is no group of people I would rather be with.
Like if I just start from the inner circle and like go to the next part, like there's no backstory, but it's like it still kind of makes sense, you know?
The inner circle was our family growing up, still is now, and will be forever. We have all been through a lot, but there is no group of people I would rather be with
gonna do
to
that, Tim.
celebrate such a happy occasion. I know for a fact that neither of us would be who we are today without them. But that also means more Jewish mothers. Worrying about the opinion.
So when someone chats, Mara, when you type in a chat, do you hear that sound effect too, or is it just me? Because I feel like I need to turn that down. It's kind of loud. I imagine it's very loud in the stream. If it is piping through the stream, I think it is.
Opinion of one Jewish mother is enough, but imagine having a whole pack invested in your every move.
Unless that's another, although Tim, you just commented and it didn't pop through. So what is going on? It's loud. Maybe I'll just chat box volume. Maybe that's what that is. Turn it way down. Alert box way down. Okay. Sorry about the coughs. One day I'll never have to cough again because I won't be sick. Now it's stopped. Are you being singled out? No.
Worrying about the opinion of one Jewish mother is enough, but imagine having a whole pack invested in your every move.
Okay. I think just like this one section.
I know for a fact that neither of us would be who we are today without them. But that also means more Jewish mothers. Worrying about the opinion of one Jewish mother is enough, but imagine having a...
I know. I wish I had like a quick, maybe I need like a quick little mute button that I can press every time I cough, because otherwise I gotta like tap the microphone, and that's not great. But I feel like my cough just comes out of nowhere, just like, oh, all of a sudden, you know?
A whole pack invested in your every move. Speaking from experience, you really have to like a guy to be willing to endure that level of questioning. When Dylan came along, he knocked it out of the park. Besides being an overall chill guy and liking sports, which is really all you need to get along with the men, he found a way to get in with Yetas. Not only did he win them over with his baking skills and charm, he crafted and succeeded at a plan to get down on TV. In all seriousness, I genuinely could not have asked for a better guy to marry my best friend. You make her light shine even brighter, and I know you'll always stand strong by her side.
It'd just be like completely blown out.
So all this to say, Dylan, congrats. You passed. You made it. This is your formal induction into the inner circle.
All right. The whole inner circle thing came back pretty quickly without much editing that I'll have to do. So that'll work for, that'll work for that. I still heard the notification, but it should be really quiet now, right? Yeah, that's an idea, Mara. That's a good idea. Maybe I shouldn't remove it completely. Okay, she has like a little bit here at the end.
Maddie, I love you. You are the most gorgeous bride I have ever seen. And I'm blessed to have witnessed you marrying your person today. And Dylan, welcome. So happy to have you. Cheers.
It's a nice little send off, but I'll come back to it if we need to find something else.
This is a giant crowd. It's all right, we're gonna have a little bit of fun.
I think this guy says the F word later.
All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is Danny, and I'm the best man. I have been tasked to give some words to my former elementary school best friend, turned college roommates, Dylan and Maddie. I'm sure everyone who knows me is a little bit nervous about how this can end up. and what direction I'm going to take this down. So I wanted to give everyone some reassurance that absolutely no one has heard this speech, and no one has double-checked what I'm about to say. I also wanted to thank everyone for being here, as I believe we all know.
That might be like a nice little like thing to start with.
So I wanted to give everyone some reassurance that absolutely no one has heard this speech. To give everyone and what direction I'm going to. I'm sure everyone who knows. So I wanted to give.
Actually, you know what? The more I think about it, and I know my editing style, there's not going to be enough time for that. That like little zinger.
Everyone some. I also wanted to thank everyone for being here, as I believe we all know Dylan and Maddie pretty well. Well, if not, hopefully you know them and their character a little bit better after this. So Dylan and I first met in Mrs. Overcash's 4th grade class in 2006. Yes, by the way, that's a real name.
I'm currently not monetized, so I don't think it'll affect anything.
And the friendship ended up.
I don't have enough followers. You need like I think you need like 500 followers plus so many watch hours, which I have, but I don't have enough watch hours. And then you need one of something else, like out of 3 options. I can't remember what it is, but basically I'm like nowhere near ready to be monetized.
Progressing into a best friendship, a roommateship, a fraternity brothership, ultimately a genuine brotherhood, obviously not blood related, but as close as you can be. And I mean it. I know my mom's out there somewhere. I apologize, Mom. By the way, that's a real name. And the friendship ended up progressing into a best friendship, a roommateship, a fraternity brothership. When we were in school, Dylan excelled, turning any situation into a logical black and white situation. I was in college asking Dylan how to use a dishwasher.
Yeah, there's a lot of requirements, unfortunately.
Thanks, Dylan. You taught me a number of serious life lessons.
So maybe I should switch to Twitch. I thought maybe the YouTube Live would help me get followers and interest, but not really so far. I think I need to stream like a lot, like more consistently.
Make up for my incompetence. So I do want to backtrack here a little bit.
Yeah,
and
thanks,
bring
Mara.
up some of our high school experiences. As everything middle school and earlier gets a little bit foggy in my brain, we did a lot of partying over the years. For those of you who don't know, Dylan specifically played baseball and soccer at a pretty high level up until the end of high school. Now, soccer specifically, where Dylan was a star player, and Dylan actually mastered the art of running from side to side to retrieve any ball that was out of bounds. Dylan wasn't much of a soccer player. He was there specifically for his throw-ins. For anyone that knows him, that'll hit home. So he would proceed to throw the ball halfway across the field, completely catching opponents off guard, and that was kind of his sole purpose. So he even had a fan club, and when Dylan would do these throw-ins, there was 30 to 50 of us in the stands screaming something like, "Smash!" These throw-ins, there was 30 to 50 of us in the stands screaming something like, "Smash!" Shout out to the boys, I appreciate it. To support Dylan's highly aggressive high school nature. Now, just to add a...
I don't know where this is even going.
So he would proceed to throw the... Just to add a... Oh, sorry. So just add a few high school memories.
Yeah, maybe I'll try Twitch. I don't know. I have an account. I don't have any subscribers on it, though. If I paid for Streamlabs, like their higher end stuff, you can stream multi-stream to more than 2. Right now, I'm just on YouTube and Instagram.
For my close friends that are here.
But I could do YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram, and TikTok. But you have to apply for streaming on TikTok, and they have to like approve you. And I don't know if that'll ever happen. Though I did apply, so we'll see.
Although this won't be relatable or relevant to most, think about senior week. The nights at mine.
He's still talking about high school, huh?
Dave's, Jeremy's houses. The trip to the Poconos where we saw Mike's dad randomly. And then the time you all lied to your parents saying you were at a concert in the city until one of the parents drove to the train station and realized I was hosting a party at my house and you were all there celebrating. That really didn't go over well. Now, the Maddie chapter officially begins. As most of you know, they dated for nearly the entirety of college. Maddie, I love you, and I want to apologize for all the bullshit over the years. I used to joke to Dylan in 2016 and 17 we had a house called Waterworks.
TikTok comments get I know. I'm ready for it. I can get nasty too, but I don't. I'm a nice man.
Now, the Maddie chapter officially begins.
I kind of like that. Now the Maddie chapter officially begins. That might be a good like story element.
I used to joke to Dylan in 2016 and 17. We had a house called Waterworks that I can't.
Yeah, there's some crazy streaming on TikTok. People just like sitting there like screaming at a camera. Like what? Like why? I don't get it. Some Gen Z crap.
Can't wait to give a speech for your wedding one day, and here we are today. But Maddie, the second I knew you were truly the one was Dylan's birthday sophomore year, where you picked off all the melted cheese off of his bagel. For those of you who don't know, Dylan hates cheese, and what ultimately ended up happening. Shout out
That's pretty funny. I'm gonna cut that part for those who don't know that. Of course, he said that like twice now.
my good friend Zach Culver. Zach ended up eating his breakfast bagel that Maddie picked all the cheese off. Maddie, I can fathom how you put up with that and you smiled the entire time. You guys were always ahead of your time. Quite literally, Dylan looks much younger now than he did freshman year of college. You never fought, or at least any fighting that I was able to see, and always prioritized each other and each other's feelings first. You guys are the dream relationship we all aspire to have. We had so many nights in college, and not much has changed, by the way, that I would third wheel you guys
Now we're getting into some very nice things. This is good.
and have the time of my life. When you guys are together, you're happy, and that happiness radiates to the people around you. I truly couldn't be more honored to give this speech and to be able to have maybe the closest real view on the two of your relationship. I have no doubts that this will last forever as you guys embody unconditional love and support. So with all that being said, I actually wanted to now take the time to step down as a best friend and pass the torch knowing that no one can replace me better than Maddie can. I wanted to propose a quick cheers for the newlyweds. I love you both. I can't wait to grab a beer and celebrate one hell of a marriage. Now a few closing remarks here. Lastly, I just wanted to say fuck Hurricane Helene. And for all my Birds fans, go Birds. Thanks. Now a few closing remarks here. Lastly, I just wanted to say fuck Hurricane Helene.
Yeah, there you go. There's your F word. It's not worth putting in the highlight video. All right. There's like, I kind of separate this into 4 sections that are probably, they make sense on their own. So we'll just chunk those down here. Let me label the maid of honor, best man. Let's go with teal, I guess, for him. I gotta catch up on chat. Holy cow. Go live and sleep for 8 hours. Holy shit. They probably make like decent amount of money too. There's YouTube live streams of just people like playing rainwater sound effects, and like that's how you go to sleep. But it's like, you could, like, why is that live, you know? Live for 42 hours. Oh my god. Yo, yeah, you gotta love the back to the cameras and just doing their own thing. That's why I usually keep my gimbal on me now, even for the speeches. If I don't use it, I could just grab it really quick if someone decides to like move, and then I end up holding it for 20-30 minutes, of course. Gotta love it. Did you guys have weddings yesterday? All right. I think there's 2 more. Yeah, 2 more speeches.
It's a tough follow-up.
They're
Thanks,
short.
Danny. Yeah, thanks, Danny. Round of applause. Yeah, I mean, this is beautiful. My dad said very eloquently earlier, if you look around and you see the people here that love Maddie and Dylan so much, it's just awesome. So, as the little brother,
This is kind of like a nice intro too.
yeah, I mean, this is beautiful.
Except that there's a sound effect of someone dropping a fork that I probably can't get rid of. And that's not going to be a great way to start the video, so maybe not.
Look around and just see the people here that love
Saturday, yeah, Diamond Lake. I've never shot there. I think I remember seeing your stories though, Tim, on Instagram. I was kind of a zombie this past weekend.
Her brother. It makes me very happy to see these people here. And
Tudor Arms Hotel. I haven't even heard of that. Sounds like a cool name though.
yeah, it's good stuff. So I was thinking about, what do I say up here, right? I was like, could go super untraditional, make a little bit of a roast. Like the Flyers jokes just write themselves, right? I mean Pittsburgh fans in there. Closer, maybe. But alas, I decided I'm going to go with a sound piece of advice for my new brother-in-law in the form of a story that I can give from a very experienced perspective, from being around Maddie 24/7 for most of our childhood. So growing up as a little brother, I hung around Maddie and her friends a lot. Most of them probably here can attest to that. But as I look back and reflect, there were certainly times that Maddie and her friends didn't want me to hang around them. The thing is, they just weren't always quite sure how to tell me that. So one of the games that Maddie would play with me when her friends were over was called Zoo. or sometimes jail. Very nuanced differences in the rules between those two games. So zoo or jail was a very interesting game. Basically, Maddie would shift the couch a bit so that the back of the couch created like a triangle with the corner of the basement, where all like the mildew and the dust kind of settle. And then she would read the rules. Zach, go to jail. Or Zach, go be your favorite animal in that cage. And I typically went with the zebra. So Dylan, take from that story what you will. But my advice would be that if you ever sense you're getting on Maddie's nerves, need a little space, just say to her, if you need me, I'm gonna go be a zebra in the cage for a little. Or, damn, she got sentenced to 30 minutes in the second floor maximum security prison. She'll appreciate the space.
See, those are funny in work, but like to get to even use that soundbite, you have to like include the rest of the story, and it's way too long. I don't even know if I can cut it down to make it still make sense.
Although she may have a sudden urge to like play with Barbies or something. Just keep that in mind. Seriously though, these are two beautiful, beautiful people. When Maddie wasn't torturing, playing with me when we were kids, she was teaching me how to be a good person, or she was making me feel like the most loved little brother in the world, or she was just showing me the way, whether she realized it or not. Maddie, I truly
Now we're getting into a spot that this is usable, I think.
really appreciate and admire your natural, organic kindness and your work ethic that is apparent in everything that you do. It's very inspiring. And Dylan, since I've known you, you've demonstrated what it means to just be a genuinely good dude, carries his head on his shoulders, stays steady through any situation, no matter what life throws at us. Shout out Danny, fucker, game queen. Sorry for my French. And holy shit, can you drive the damn golf ball? Maddie, Dylan, I love you both dearly. Cheers to a lifetime of love and happiness. Cheers to everybody here. Let's dance.
That's a good dance transition. I thought that there was a good one there. Okay. So let's throw that in down here. We will color code that something different. Let's make that blue. I just randomly pick colors. From project to project, I don't care what color is what. All right, looks like we have one more speech. The DJ is much louder.
After Danny called Dylan mildly aggressive in high school, I feel a fraternal responsibility to maybe paint a little bit of a different picture for those of you who don't know him as well. So I'll tell two very brief stories that I think encapture our relationship well. The first is probably my earliest memory, and my dad was taking me to meet my new brother in the hospital. And I had picked out a little stuffed lamb that I was going to give him when I got there. I'm 2.5 years old at the time. So I remember vividly walking into the hospital room and being so unable to contain my excitement that I chucked the stuffed lamb directly at him. And for the record, got him. And the second was when Dylan was a young kid as well. So our dad would oftentimes take us to Flyers games, and when we had 2 tickets, had the unenviable task of picking who got to go when. And occasionally at these games, they would have bobbleheads, towels. Yes, Pittsburgh, you're not the only people who have towels. And I will always vividly remember coming home. There was never one, there was always 2. Because Dylan would about throw a tantrum in the concourse if he did not also get to bring one home for his brother. And I think that while Danny may have, described him as maybe a little aggressive, a little more gruff, beneath that exterior, I've always been very proud to watch you grow into a man who has an uncommon knack for kindness and empathy, and I think that's going to serve you very well in marriage. Despite that, you should know, you are not the better half. Maddie, I could not be more excited to welcome you into our family. As your dad was ticking off all the things I was going to say about you, I had to then rethink what I wanted to say. And I think what I want to focus on is maybe the most striking. I think any room you walk into, you bring a relentless kindness and positivity that touches everyone around you and makes them a better person for it. And I could not pick a better partner for my brother to go through life with than that. And just one more thing before I finish. I would be remiss if I didn't mention our grandfather who could not be here today, Ken Enslin. But thank you to our cousin Maggie was FaceTiming in from beautiful Florida, where the weather was not that much better than it was here, I will say. He and I are very close, so I feel very comfortable saying he could not be more proud of the two of you, and also could not be happier. And selfishly, I am ecstatic that he now has someone else to nag about great-grandchildren. Please raise a glass for one more toast to Maddie and Dylan, and then we can all get on the dance floor. Cheers.
Yeah, there's not too much here. I think that will make for the video to be, doesn't really add too much. But I just want everyone to be represented in the video, in the highlight video that the 8-minute film that I do, because even if it's just a couple of lines, so that's cool. We should have enough there. Are you picking the people that give quick bangers for toast for your wedding? I gave everyone a 4-minute max time limit, and I'm speaking first. I'm doing like the welcome and the thank yous, and then Alyssa's dad is gonna give like a welcome toast, like an official one. And I told him that he has to keep it under 4 minutes. And then maid of honor is Alyssa's older sister, and I told her 3 minutes, I think. And then I told my best man, I almost didn't let him have a microphone because he's like, he could be like, he's horrible. Like he would do shit despite me. You know what I mean? Just like, so I was like kind of apprehensive about even giving him the microphone, but I finally gave in, and he's gonna hold the microphone. But I'm thinking of putting a timer on my phone and holding it up, and then when I'm giving the audience, our guests, permission to start booing if they go over timeline or the time limit for their toast, which I think will be pretty funny. Mara, I already thought of that. For those who don't know me, my name is JT, the groom. I actually told a groom to say that because he was going to give him a welcome speech a couple weddings ago that I shot. And because he was like, oh, I'm going to give a welcome speech. And I was like, dude, you should open with this. And he was like, oh, that's a great idea. I'm going to. So he remembered and he did it. And he looked right at me at the camera. And the bride was like thumbs up at me. And I said, you can workshop the joke to see if it'll work. And then if it works well, then I'll use it. And he's like, that's a great idea. I'll be your guinea pig. And everyone laughed. So it was good. Tell the DJ. Yeah, he will too. Yeah. He's not going to pay, so I'll tell him. I'm going to, my wedding video is going to look so much different than what I edit because I'm just a goober and don't want to be on camera. So if I am on camera, I'm just going to be an idiot. So I'll be directly addressing the camera a lot and use that. So it'll be good. Okay, I think toasts are done. Now I just need to find a quick something from the ceremony. Let me see. I don't remember. I don't think they did their own vows.
And my commitment to you.
This ring I love. Madeline.
They did not do their own vows, so I will not use the repeat after me stuff. Break the fourth wall. Oh yeah, there will be a lot of fourth wall breaks.
Madeline and Dylan, today is a celebration of love, commitment, and the lifelong bond you are about to enter. It is also a celebration of the 8 years of amazing memories the two of you have shared since you met at the University of Delaware when you were just 18 years old. Speaking of memories, I couldn't help but smile when I thought back to a few weeks ago when you shared some of the funny moments in your relationship that you wanted me to share with everyone here today. Like how Madeline had to teach Dylan, a diehard sports fan, how to ski. Or how Dylan, a culinary master, has basically given up on teaching Madeline how to cook and just handles that task himself. Being there for each other and laughing together is likely a big part of what makes you two such a great match. And then there's your travels. You enjoy exploring the world together. Some of your special places include Hidden Valley, Ocean City, Vail, and Italy. And you'll undoubtedly create countless new memories exploring new places as husband and wife. Speaking of exploring the world, I'm sure you cannot wait for your honeymoon in Bali. But is it true that Milo will be flying first class and the two of you will be the coach? But seriously, it is so obvious to anyone who knows you that you two are perfect fit. You are both very close to your families, who have since grown close to each other.
I'll put a separate camera over here, and when I start to cough, I'll lean into it.
It's a rare but special thing as two newlyweds who will.
I'm also noticing that the desktop audio is very loud now. Sorry about that.
No doubt have to navigate the challenges of blending two families, especially ones who root for different NFL teams. In case no one picked up on the earlier East versus West reference. Madeline, it warmed my heart to hear how you spoke about not just your parents, Holly and Bruce, but also Dylan's parents, Greg and Judy. It's clear how much they all mean to you.
Sorry, I wasn't quite paying attention to the last part. ADD, I was looking at the audio levels and making sure my chat was caught up on Instagram and YouTube. So I think I got two good parts though already.
Rare but special thing as two newlyweds who will no doubt have to navigate the.
Yeah, cough cam is coming, I think. I'm going to be sick for the rest of my life, so, at this rate.
Challenges of blending two families, especially ones who root for different NFL teams. In case no one picked up on the earlier East versus West reference. Madeline, it warmed my heart to hear how you spoke about not just your parents, Holly and Bruce, but also Dylan's parents, Greg and Judy. It's clear how much they all mean to you. And Dylan, I hope your cleaning skills are on point because you have two moms now, but also two dads to watch sports with. I think I speak for everyone in attendance today when I say.
Honestly, Mara, I'm way more locked in knowing that I'm streaming, listening to this than I would be if I was just not streaming. So even if no one watches, I'm just I feel like I'm getting way more done. Cough cam. Oh my God. Oh man, that one hurt. You don't want to hear that one.
I think I speak for everyone in attendance today when I say how happy we are that you found each other. You're going to have an amazing life together. Speaking of life together, let's get to that part now. It's time for the vows. Dylan, speaking of together.
This little nugget here is kind of nice. So I like that part. Oop, I gotta cut that. I like that part. I like this part and this part. Might not use them all, but again, we'll have them.
Speaking of life together, let's get to that.
All right, we'll skip the vows.
And cherish him.
There's the rings. Nice short ceremony. Look at that. Even with them talking, or I'm sorry, walking down the aisle. That. Oh my God. It sounds worse than it feels. We're at like 12 minutes. They kiss at like 12 minutes. So nice.
Tomorrow and forever. Dylan, by the power vested in me and the fact that I watched a few YouTube tutorials on how to do this, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Dylan, you may kiss your bride.
Yeah, you guys, transcription team, good for you. I don't like to read.
Madeline and Dylan, by the
So, as you guys are watching me do this, is it like torture? You're just like, no, JT, you're dumb. See, he broke the glass, the Jewish tradition. I forget what it's called. I almost missed it. Look, so there's this camera, then that camera, and then my gimbal cam, and like watch me almost miss this shot. See me like lift the gimbal up? Because I thought they were gonna immediately put their arms up, like what they're doing, but I wasn't like paying. I couldn't see the glass in like the bag on the ground. It was so dark. At least I got it, but barely. All right, this part is a maybe. All right, ceremony will be labeled lavender. How about that? Eight minutes. Oh my gosh, that's quick. Flat 5 minutes. We're aiming for gosh, I don't know. I think 10, our ceremony. And my one of my really good friends, he's a lead singer in my band, is actually doing the officiating. And I wrote the script for him. So we'll see how well. I told him that he can like introduce his own like jokes and stuff if he wants to. All right, so I think I'm at the point. Sorry, I got a cough. I'm sure you can still hear that. That was bad. I'm at the point to find music right now. You got caught on the side when all of a sudden they were about to kiss and I ran the aisle whispering, sorry, sorry, sorry. Made it in time. That's funny. Sometimes there's some like church weddings. Well, they'll like kiss in the middle of the whole service, and then there's like another 20 minutes after that. And they'll usually kiss again at the end, but like I always ask now when I'm like talking to a priest or a pastor or whatever, I'm like, yo, when's the kiss? Is that like in the middle or is it at the end? Because you never know these days. Yep, change up the order of things. All right, let me apparently I already have 2 songs in here. I don't know what the second one is. I think I was using this. I was like teaching somebody how I edited like months and months ago, so I was just dropping like random clips in. So I know that that's junk, but let me, I think this, yeah, that's the song I used for the teaser. Do you guys want to see the teaser real quick, or the sneak peek, so you can get the idea of the tone? I feel like I nailed it. This is gonna be a fun one to edit, I think. Let me see. Oh, here's the sneak peek. It's really short. It's 15 seconds.
I'm moving light speed, my katana swing. Light me up full green, take the whole thing.
There it is. That's the sneak peek. What if we said no? I wouldn't play it. I'd honor the request of the viewers. There's still one more person in here that is not talking. It says I have 3 viewers on YouTube. Oh, Mara, I think last time you asked me if I ever use sound effects. I did use a sound effect in this teaser. You don't have to watch all of it, but I added like a bass hit right here. Here's the actual teaser.
I'm moving.
Yeah, you like that? That bass drop right here? Synced it perfectly.
I'm moving.
Yeah, I like that. I thought that was nice. A nice touch. Okay. So no one cried for the toast, so I don't think I can go super like emotional or sad with music. I kind of want to reuse this song again because it's so good. To me, it's so good. You guys might hate it, but I might put that at like the end because it kind of picks up for like the dance music. It's like.
They said I need rehab and I'm down to the mat. They gonna feel that. And now I'm blowing up like nitro. Gotta sure feel it.
I like this. This band has a lot of good songs that I've used. They're MF Graves. And apparently there's a song already in here. I don't know what this is. Honestly, I don't hate this. It has like a cool tone and has a lot of space for some voiceover stuff. Is this the Ex Machina? Yeah. What is this song? Oh, that's the bass drop. Does this pick up at all? I feel like this is my vibe. This is my vibe for like an edit that I would do. That's like really freaking epic to me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna keep that. I just gotta get the instrumental version of it too, so I can cut out some of the lyrics. And then this is just gonna go. I'm gonna delete that version. That's just gonna go towards the end. But this song is like also really long. It's 5 minutes on its own, so that's great. So I could probably put like 8 minutes. I just gotta. I'm further along than I thought, just randomly. All right, let me get the. Maybe I should start a. Hold on, let me switch cameras. Just me, like I got scenes selected and stuff. I had my email pulled up, so I don't want to like show that on stream. music bed. All right, I can switch back now. You guys can see. You can see my music bed desktop. All right, projects. I feel like I just got to find like an intro song essentially. So Mrs. Maddie. Oh yeah, by the way, the video that I edited last week that you saw, delivered that on Saturday. They loved it. We're good to go. Backed it up, put it in the archive drive, marked it green on my spreadsheet. Feels fantastic. All right, so we have Self-Control, which I should get the... Oh, no. Nitro is the song that I use, so I got to put that back in here so I can relicense it. Where's the... Oh, I have it in dark mode, so I can't see any of the freaking options anymore. Put that back in here. Get the instrumental version in. Okay, so that one's good. Oh, Mara, just use it. I don't care. You should see. I should make a playlist because I feel like I'm pretty good at finding decent songs. But yeah, just use it. I don't care. No one's gonna know. The clients are the ones. Clients are the ones that do the that are the only ones that care, and they don't watch a ton of videographer stuff. Yeah, I have the finger pad, the trackpad. Can you see it on camera? Oh yeah, you can. Yep, it's wide enough. I'm looking at the thing. It's on an angle though, so I don't have to like twist my hand like this. I can like leave it like that. It's also funny, at the end of the stream I get a bunch of emails when I'm like looking for music. It says like music bed has been cleared, because I'm just like listening to a ton of music bed songs, and there'll be like 15 of them.
Say what's on my mind, say what's on my mind. I'm afraid to die. Survive. I fight the colors. Won't stop to see the light. Survive in this ground I was made from. Eyes wide as a devil inside. All I know is to keep holding the line. Survive. Won't stop to see the light. Carry on. No, I'm getting up. I can't. I fight.
This song is like speaking to me, but not for this video. I think I like it for other things though. I already have songs put in their project apparently, so usually when I'm like looking for another song for somebody else, if I feel like it's gonna work for another couple, I just throw it in their project on MusicBed and come back to it later. And another pro tip that I do is don't remove anything from any of the projects, because if you find a couple that might tonally match like something you did before, you can always go back and pull up the other couple. Like, oh, Maddie and Dylan kind of had the same vibe as this other couple, so only go back to see what songs I didn't use out of their project file, and then you have songs to pick from.
First things first, I'm a sinner. It's no fun being a saint. Hard as cold as the winter.
I hate the lyrics, but that's okay, because as long as the chorus makes sense, that might be all right.
Cozy up to the dreadful, and I ain't scared of the end. Only the unlucky thing go. 3, 2, 1, sink my teeth into you. Hurt so bad.
I think that's a little too intense for this couple. Oh, this is the one that I found.
Some
Not loving that one. See what their suggestions are saying here. I don't think I like any of these. War Cub is like, what's that one band? Oh, the Larceny. They just sound like a slightly heavier version.
Animal, animal, gonna bite your flesh when I jump your bone. Same color in your
Absolutely hate the verse.
eyes, all your thoughts depraved, uncivilized. Have we both gone mad, trying to disguise our true nature? I'm most bruised. I go wild over you. I go wild over you. I go wild over you.
The chorus isn't actually bad on this. I thought I'd repeat it.
I've heard you talking to the moon. Your sensibilities, all the rules that make a society. Wanna misbehave, wanna set you free. I wanna break you.
I can kind of see this working in a weird way. My cat's about to jump up here. You need a hand? You just want to come up here? Here. Come say hi to everybody. Hi. How's it going? This is Abby. Now I'm going to get all kinds of followers. Cat content always wins. You going to jump? Don't jump down. You were an old kid. She's 16. So she's pretty senior for a kitty. Oh, I'm getting text messages. Okay. This is what she does. She stands here, and then I can't get any work done. But actually, I think I'm going to use this. I'm gonna just see. I'll try to use it, and if it doesn't work, then I can always flip it, change it. Instrumental with oohs and ahs. I'm going to add this one. Yes. She's telling me it's time to play and pet and hang out and not be on stream anymore. I think I'm going to call it and do more either tomorrow or I don't know. I was thinking about going to the networking event in New Jersey and meet Justin Porter, but I'm not feeling super great, so I might skip it just because I don't want to get anybody sick there. And I also don't feel like driving 6 hours by myself while feeling like shit. So I'm thinking that's going to be a no-go, but we'll see. Anyway, all right, I'm going to head out. Thanks for hanging out, guys. See you later. Might try Twitch next time. We'll just see how that goes. So, all right.